Again to start 2024, pushing the pedal on the Cortland offense, it's senior quarterback. And now Empire 8 Player of the Week, Zac Boyes. Boyes earned the honors for his performance Saturday against Lycoming. Cortland's QB went 18 of 19 passing and at one point had completed 15 straight passes. Boyes also broke a couple of school records on Saturday. The senior completed his 481st career completion, etching his name on the top of that list. Also in the win, Boyes went over 300 yards passing, that for the 9th time in his career. That tied the Cortland career record. Cortland will get their first true test of the season this week. They hit the road, taking on 11th ranked Susquehanna.